People of Earth, how are you? My name is Al. I didn't even tell Joe to check his mic. Hi, Joe.
How's my mic working out?
Sounds good, baby.
There we go.
So we do a podcast called Kinda Right, and that's what you're listening to. Here we are. And, Joe, what is going on with your lip?
Well, Al, earlier today, I'm not going to say what time because it might out me for getting up late.
Oh, just because you shaved late doesn't mean you got up late.
Kind of does. But at any rate, I cut my lip shaving, and it's been bleeding ever since. So I've either gone hypochondriac or it's stopped now.
Yeah.
So I'm not a hypochondriac, but is it hypochondriac?
Yeah, that's the one. That's what you're looking for.
Or is that, what's the person that wants to go to the hospital all the time?
A hypochondriac.
No, then
You're talking about
hemophiliac.
Oh, hemophiliac means you bleed out. That's a hemophiliac.
Well,
Someone who wants to go.
Hemophiliac
You're
doesn't
thinking
have any
of
clotting shit
yeah,
in their
right.
blood.
They don't necessarily want to go to the hospital. You might be talking about
No,
Munchausen's fucking syndrome by proxy.
I'm talking about hemophilia.
Oh, okay.
I'm not talking about I got hypochondriac and hemophilia fucked up.
Right.
So
how's the great Patty doing?
she's wonderful. She's been sick. She's still sick. She's been sick since I got back from Florida, and she went to bed as soon as she got home. This is her first. Nope, she worked Friday, and she worked today. Monday was a holiday. Monday was President's Day, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah, something like that. I didn't have it off, and I have a lot of fucking things off.
So that is.
My son had it off at the fucking shop. I thought that was weird.
Well, President's Day is a national holiday, so some
So is Martin Luther King Day.
people
I didn't have that off either.
take those off. My wife has all of those holidays off.
Well, here's what I get off.
Wonderful.
Here's what I get off and get paid for. The day like before and after New Year's and Christmas, if either or one of those. And then I get that paid. And then the day after Thanksgiving, I get paid also. So that kind of makes up for not having Martin Luther King Day, and I kind of like that anyway. That's fine. I don't mind working on MLK Day and President's Day.
Do you have
Columbus
paid
Day.
vacation?
I have the minimum. So
What's
here's
that?
the deal.
How many weeks?
By law,
Just tell me how many weeks.
PTO,
How many
5
weeks?
days, 1 week,
So,
combined sick.
see, now having never worked anywhere,
Yeah, but I get another one this October 30th. I
When
get
you
a
go
full
to-
week.
when you go to work for somebody, I found this out when my kids started working. You get 2 weeks vacation a year. Now,
anymore, Jack.
2 weeks.
That's what I thought I had.
2 weeks paid vacation a year. And usually none of the holidays. And if you're working salary, they want you there more than 40 hours a week.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm finding.
So
I'm going in Saturday.
I keep thinking that maybe I made the wrong decision when I was younger and that I should have got into the corporate world.
Why?
Well, maybe I would have had a lot more money and shit.
You take way more vacation
However-
than 2 weeks a year.
I don't believe I've ever worked. If you went to average out my hourly week over my life, my working life, I
think you gotta do
believe
it by
you'd
the
come
year.
up with around 20 hours
Yeah, I
a
think-
week,
yeah.
maybe,
Then,
depending on what you call work. And
if you're talking physical labor,
no.
You're talking about
No,
everything.
no. I'm talking about,
Yeah, but when you
paperwork and shit.
got 3 projects going on, you are working more than 20 hours a week, Joe.
It's not true.
Oh, really? Good for you.
No, it's just not. It's not. I'm trying to hire some. I got Bob Malone back in the picture to fucking so that I can reduce that.
Oh, you mentioned that Bob was back in your life. You didn't mention he was back in your work life.
Yeah,
So
I
what's
want-
the plan there? I'm listening.
I want Bob to take the Chris Butler role that I tried with Chris. Right? Do you remember that?
Yeah. Does
But
Bob,
Chris needs to make too much.
Bob doesn't need to make as much money as Chris, so it might work.
Exactly. And Bob knows way more than Chris.
About building building your spec houses.
Yes.
No doubt. Yeah, like he could just.
So not only is he much more skilled,
yeah, he knows how to talk to everybody,
and yes,
including the customer. God forbid.
doesn't need as much money, and
Now, when I've been talking from you, Chris just had his other business that he needed to make money from.
yeah, like
Yeah,
Chris
right.
needs to make like 150 grand a year or something,
Ugh.
and he does that with his landscaping because he's
I
so
know that
he's got
feeling.
some really primo custom. I mean, he's got these customers in Cohasset that have this $10 million house, and they have him fucking do, a $250,000 project every year.
So,
You know what I mean? So
does he do lump sum projects or does he do time and material sometimes for that shit? Do you know?
I have no idea.
Just wondering if you know.
I'm assuming
it's not that big a deal.
everything is priced out.
Yeah, which doesn't necessarily always work out.
I'm assuming he
If you're good at it, it does work out.
Well, he's good at what he's been doing this for.
But he's also very hands-on. He's not just fucking writing contracts and putting guys on jobs. He's doing the fucking
It's
work.
him and another guy.
That's
I gotta
why lump
follow him,
sum
too,
works.
He was kind of depressed and
Chris Butler was. I'm sorry. Fuck. Chris was depressed.
yeah,
No, you listen, Chris. I'm sorry you're depressed. Sorry, baby.
he doesn't listen.
He just emailed me like 2 days ago
He did.
about the brilliance of Show 101.
Chris Butler.
No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, buddy.
So at any rate, I got Bob Malone who's coming back in.
Awesome.
Because I need somebody that, I got the foundation near Paul's house. Your brother, Paul.
So wait, Bob's going to come in for a percentage
No,
only?
I'm gonna give him a
A stipend?
Yeah, a little bonus.
No, you're going to pay him and then give him a bonus at the end of the job,
Bob has handyman work to do, right?
other than for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he can go off and do that shit.
He'll figure it out. But you think based on what you're going to pay him regularly, he'll be okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good. That's a great. I'm glad for you. I'm happy for you. You guys are back together, and I think it'll work
that's
out.
the only reason he called me back is because the last phone call
Yeah.
I left with him
Oh, you had offered this?
over the phone.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's amazing. Good for you.
And then I got a call back.
So the whole.
Although if he hears this, then I won't hear from him for another fucking 5 years.
Can I
He'll
say
disappear.
the whole butthead thing? I never thought it would work, and I'm not one to go. I told you so. I don't give a fuck about that shit. I never thought it would work, only because his landscaping business is so happening. How can he do both? You know what I mean?
He couldn't.
So Bob's perfect because he's as happening as he needs to be to fucking pay his
Here's
bill.
what Bob said.
Pay his bill. You know what I mean?
Here's what Bob said to me.
Yeah.
He goes, I said, what have you been doing? He goes,
Ah,
I work with Junkman. Do you know what Junkman is? You ever meet Junkman?
no, but I can't fucking wait.
Okay, Junkman.
Everyone's got a nickname, by the way.
Junkman has a place. He does he'll fucking go get a car that somebody wants to get rid of for $100 and the thing's worth $3,000 and he finds those type deals. That's Junkman.
Oh,
But he also does handyman shit and apparently no one calls back. If you started a handyman business where you could hire people that actually had driver's licenses to go and fix shit in people's houses that wouldn't steal, you could make a fortune.
Right.
Because no one wants to do people want to do, you call a contractor and say, I'd like a disappearing staircase put into my attic.
and they go, well, that'll be $120,000.
No, they don't call them back.
Oh,
They don't nobody calls them back. And I used to put, when I was in college, I put an ad in the Amherst, whatever the fuck it is, for disappearing staircases because it's something I could do in a couple of hours. And a disappearing staircase back in the 80s was $40. and I would put it in, and then you need a couple of 2x6s.
What are you talking about? The attic hatch thing?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Like they weren't in a lot of houses.
I've put those in. That's retards can do that.
Right.
Yeah.
But retards can't put it in and trim it out and have it look decent in 3 hours. So I would go, I charge them like $200.
Yeah.
I put it in, they'd be fucking thrilled. And
that's
adios.
Including the stair back then? They were only 40?
They were $40.
A couple I did were like 179, 209 for the fucking thing. You know what I mean?
Like getting someone to figure out how to cut the fucking bottom stair is tricky. Do you know what I'm saying? So that it hits the floor at the right angle.
Right.
That could fucking rock out. There's a lot of people that don't.
Isn't there an actual meter on your fucking framing saw that says what?
No, I'm talking like the disappearing staircase.
I know what you're talking about. I've cut
folding
'em.
stair
I know
comes
you're saying.
long.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Because the first one I did, I cut it fucked up.
Right.
And then the others, I never fucked it up
Right,
again.
So there you go.
Yeah.
So one of the things.
Again, the first one
Here's
is
the lesson of this
at my
podcast
ex's house.
so
Sorry,
far.
Anya.
Here's the lesson.
Yeah.
You gain so much knowledge in your career,
As it might be.
whatever career it is.
Yeah.
You've forgotten more about the knowledge you've gained than anybody will ever know unless they're in the same field.
Right.
But people assume mistakenly that other people know this already because you know it.
Right.
Do you follow what I'm saying? Meaning, I've forgotten more about how to build a house from start to finish than you will ever know.
Than I will ever know, and I've done a couple of them and been around it. Right.
And it's not an arrogant thing.
No, it's fact.
But you get used to it. When I talk to you, I say, why don't you understand? I'll say to myself, why doesn't he understand what I'm fucking saying?
No, the only thing I don't understand
you're
is
not.
the things I don't understand
You don't
is
do this for
the
a
framer speak. I don't understand the framer speak. The whole process of actually getting a house
You know
built
what's so
is not
funny?
that hard. Framing
watched-
stuff's hard.
I took Ira and his kid onto the job site.
Yeah.
Several years ago. This is when Paul Willett who is now dead, so we can use his full name.
Hold on. Rest in peace, Paul.
Rest in peace, Paul. And it's very sad that this guy is no longer with us because he was a really good guy.
He was a decent human being.
He was a real decent human being, and he had some problems, and he wasn't. I don't even know if he was 50 when he died.
He was 53 when he died.
Well, there you go. But
I think he was a year older than you when he died.
we had a discussion in front of Ira and his kid, and I got, and I didn't think anything of it, and Ira was laughing, and he goes, it was like you were talking a different language.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And you don't realize it. It's like,
Right. You just slip into it.
No, do that 16 inches on center. Right. But I want you to butt it in, put joist hangers on it, flush frame it up, and run some pokes up to the, and it's just like every day.
Right.
But for someone that doesn't do this, so you always have to remember that whatever you do, if you're, unless you're 22 years old, then you probably don't know all that much. But if you're 50 and you've been in a certain career, and you look at people like they're morons because they don't understand what you're talking about, they're not morons. They don't do what you do.
That's
for a
why
living.
they say that dudes in your 50s, if you've been in the same thing your whole life, that's when your biggest earning potential is, because you all of a sudden know everything. You've had the stick-to-itiveness to stay with it. You have all
40s through your.
I think it's 50s.
No, it's 40s through your 50s.
All right, if you've
And
stayed
it
with the
ends in
same
your
thing,
50s.
like, including with guys who
'Cause then they
do
get
the
rid of
money
you.
thing for a living. You know what I mean? It takes you that long to really learn the money thing and stay with it, because there's flameouts. You know what I mean?
I wanted to say something. I was thinking about this
Go ahead, man.
because I told you about the girl that I know that makes $15 million a year who I went to college with.
Yeah.
For all of you people out there in the financial services business, this goes to you too, Dave. You have to go and find something else to do with your life.
Oh, because it's awful and soul-sucking, you mean?
Yes, you do.
I agree. And Dave, I'm sorry, but that's what I think too.
Here's the deal. And do you know that I had to convince Ira?
By the way, Dave does pretty well,
Stop
and he's
fucking
got
interrupting
yeah,
me.
but he does
It's
pretty
not
well
about
too.
doing pretty well. Stop
some
interrupting
shit's
me when
blood
I
all
have
up.
a fucking thought.
Go ahead.
And a bleeding lip. I'm in no mood.
Joe is on his 4th or 5th dozen fucking paper
Well, it doesn't
towel.
seem to be bleeding anymore.
Good. All right, I'm sorry.
But
Do you
I might
remember
get
where you
worked
were?
up and that'll start pumping blood.
If you don't,
So here's the deal.
all right, I'll shut up.
There's all these financial planners and financial fucking, we can help you, make more money for your retirement and blah, blah, blah. And they're financial services people and, they'll come to your house and sell you various products. Here's the bottom line. Nobody except for, say, a Warren Buffett will beat the S&P 500 on a regular basis. So if you are a person that is looking to put your money somewhere, call Vanguard and put it in one of their funds, an indexing fund. Because if you put it anywhere else, you're going to pay more fees by a lot that'll cut over time, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars out of what you're saving. The whole financial services business is a fucking racket. It's a racket. And no one is going to invest your money any better than if you just took it and
Put it in a
stuck
regular
it
mutual fund.
stuck it in a Vanguard 500 index fund.
Yeah.
Now, you may get some wacky hedge fund guy that can fucking give you, 20% a year, but he's not going to give you 20% a year for 10 years.
If you're someone who can afford to pay their rent and put aside 2, 3, 5% of your fucking money,
Now,
just put it in mutual fund
here's where I know.
and don't pay attention to
This
the
is
fucking
how
thing.
I know I'm so right.
And you'll have $1 million when you retire.
Here's how I know I'm so
Like
right
my
about
ex.
this.
Good.
Al loves to interrupt.
I'm not interrupting.
My buddy Ira.
You're proselytizing. Go ahead.
My buddy Ira is a financial guy.
Yeah.
And very, very smart. Investment banker in New York City for a long time.
Stinking
Took
Hebe.
a lot of
Stinking
company
Hebe Jew.
Companies public, made a lot of money.
Yeah.
Used to keep his money in a Fidelity mutual fund.
Right.
And I kept saying, why don't you get your fucking money out of there? Because their fees are like, they want a point or half a point or something. And Vanguard's like, 1/10 of 100th of a percent or something. It's fucking the fees are negligible. And he's like, no, because I work with this. And, he's about 2 years ago, he switched. He said, this Fidelity thing ain't working out. I'm switching it all into Vanguard.
Yeah.
And
He's doing better.
This isn't a, by the way, we're not getting paid by Vanguard, and they don't fucking care whether we say.
Anya, switch the Fidelity to get Vanguard, will you?
So it's bullshit. Money management is bullshit. There's no magic guy that's ever going to be good for as long as.
Well, no one who's going to take a meeting with you anyway. You know what I mean?
No, there's nobody that's going to, for any sort of long term, is going to make more money than if you get into an S&P 500 fund. And if you want to get aggressive, Vanguard's got indexing funds all over the world.
I never forget. I went downtown Plymouth to one of the.
And Vanguard, if you would like to advertise with us, then we'd consider it.
I went down to downtown Plymouth to one of the investment places right after 9/11 in 2001. I brought my checkbook and I said, I want to do my part so the economy doesn't fail. I said, where can I put some money that if everyone did it, it would help? And she goes, well, how big a check are you going to write? I said, 10 grand. I'm going to invest 10 grand. And she stood up. She opened the door. She said, thanks, but fucking hold on to your money, will you, stupid?
Are you saying?
She goes, do you have anything else invested? I'm like, yeah. She goes, get it out of the bank.
Crazy, isn't it?
And it was soon after that I began to drink, and it just didn't matter.
I take the Doug Stanhope point of view on life. It's ridiculous.
Life is ridiculous.
It is, and it's a game. It's all a big game.
It really is, in business and in relationships. It really is, unfortunately.
And if you get stuck in this game,
well,
Joe
if you're
Rogan
alive,
talks
you're
about
stuck
this.
in the game.
And I find this hilarious because I know people like this. And he talks about his neighbors because Joe lives in he lives in a nice house in a good neighborhood, in a nice neighborhood, but
He's talented.
he doesn't give a fuck about like if my neighbor painted his house purple, it would take me 3 weeks to fucking notice.
Right, to even really know that it was purple.
Never mind. Bitch about it.
And then you'd probably go,
care less.
oh, that's pretty cool.
Look at that fucking cool. I bet I would be so thrilled if my neighbor painted his house purple.
You would be
and his roof fucking pink.
Yeah, you would be unconcerned with
First
your
of
property's
all,
value.
I wouldn't notice for
You wouldn't
at least
notice
3 weeks.
You know what? You wouldn't notice.
And then once I noticed,
especially if it's on that side. If it's up the hill, yeah, you'd notice.
I would be so happy.
Didn't you have a neighbor that had like a bright fucking pine green house at one time, or Kelly green?
I don't know.
Yeah. See, you don't even know that.
I would be so happy about it because I would know
it's your house.
how
It's
much
green.
it pisses off
Everyone else.
the other snooty neighbors
Right.
who care about what you drive
Right.
and how many square feet.
By the way, they
I've been
like
asked-
they like your new truck.
How many square feet is your house?
It's 2,200 square feet. It's slightly bigger than the national average. The average national house.
My house is not 2,200 square feet. It's
With
30 something.
Oh, with all this down here. Oh, this is not much. This is
no,
only,
it's 2,600
this is 300.
with my room and shit.
I'm not talking about the room off the back that's not finished.
First of all, the house when it was built was 2,260 square feet.
How's that for a guess? I said 22.
Right.
That's what I meant. The house. Go ahead, Joe.
I'm kidding. I
It's
don't
not that big a
fucking
house.
care. Who cares? Who cares how big you? But my house is much
I'll
bigger.
trade you now.
My house.
That would
I've
be.
got a room I added to the house. It's not finished, and
This would be a fat fucking drum room right here. There's a guitar room. That bathroom is getting ripped out. That's a vocal booth.
well, you're gonna have a place to piss. The apartment downstairs.
You just go outside.
The best thing I've ever built, the best dwelling I've ever built, is a 14 by 16 room. That's my pool cabana.
Oh my God!
By
What a
far,
building!
it is the best. I've had more fun in that room than I've had anywhere
Is that
else.
really
in my
14
life.
by 16? I didn't even think it was that fucking 14y.
That's with the bathroom.
From the sliders to the back window behind the bar is 14 feet? And it's 16 from the air conditioner on the left when you walk in to the fucking...
Yeah.
That, I believe, the 16, but the glass to the back, I don't see 14. It doesn't matter.
Oh, you mean deep wise?
Yeah.
No, it's 14.
Is it really? Wow. It seems
I
way
can
more
see why you
rectangly.
I can see why you think it's less.
Maybe because that big
You see-
island's in the middle.
It is. I
No,
think it's 'cause
I thought it was more like 12. I thought it was an even 12, not 14.
No, it's 14 by
I believe
16.
you. That's fucking wild.
Why would I lie?
No, I know you wouldn't lie.
You want
Relax.
a tape measure? A 14 by 16 room. I've spent more time in.
That
than
means
I
it's
spent in the house.
14 feet from the
Other than
slider
sleeping.
to the window behind the toilet. Right? Because that doesn't jut out. It's flat. Both windows are the same distance, right? It doesn't jut, right?
Yeah.
Wow. I believe you.
Think I should put a second story on that?
Why? For what? You can put a music studio up there? Put a jam space? Yes. Do that. We'll have that thing fucking wired with a serious fucking PA.
Hey, I saw.
Well, and then we
What
can
was
move
that
the stoop.
amplif-
We can move this up there, and I can sleep here.
Well, you can always sleep here. You just clean it.
Can you imagine if I
What do
had
you
to
mean?
sleep here?
When you do your yard sale,
I'll tell you right now.
Sock full of shit.
I'm telling you, that fucking
And
neon.
Al is going to sell all my stuff.
You got to find. Are you going to sell that Miller High Life light sign?
I don't think I can. I can't sell that.
How much was that? $400? New?
No. I would never pay $400. I think it was $100.
Yeah, I'll give you $100 for it. I will give you $100 for that thing.
No, you won't.
Cash. I will. I'll
When? Bring the cash.
Next show, I'll give it to. No, I'm not bringing it home till I give it to you. I'll hand you $100. No, like that board that you had that you sold.
Promise
Me.
you won't sell it.
No. That's going in my window at my house.
Right. Then I'll give it.
Because I'm collecting neon now. No, I'm collecting neon. Joe, if you sell that to me, I would be very grateful. Joe, I'll never get rid of that fucking thing.
Then I'll sell it to you.
All right, cool. $100?
$100.
All right. Awesome.
I don't know what I paid for it. It wasn't $200.
Really? So you bought it used even?
No. I bought
Come
it brand
on.
new.
That's a beautiful sign. Jesus Christ. It's randomly. I'll give you $100 if it lights up, by the way. It might not light up.
Hang on now.
That fucking thing is fucking randomly fucking. Did you ever hang that thing? Yeah, it was hung on the cabana. By the way, for those of you that don't know, Joe and I used to drink Miller High Life Light by the fucking ridiculous shit pot load. That was our beer. I still get an 18. Oh, by the way, that's $9. $9.99 again. $10 for an 18 pack of that shit.
Bill's kids went through college with the fucking can money
Yeah, right. That we produced. The 6 fucking 30 packs a week. Oh my God. Let's put that in a safe place. That thing is a thing of beauty. Oh, look at that thing.
Isn't it?
I'm putting that right in my window, Joe. When you get back from Florida, I'll have a $100 bill waiting for you. Beautiful.
Nice.
I can't believe I fucking wrested that from your fucking ownership. That means you really have no desire to display it.
No, but that's why I'm saying you can't take it and sell it.
No, Joe. That is going in my front window at my house.
You can sell it in a few years.
And you know who?
Sell it.
You know who'll be as excited as me about that? Is the great Cat. Cat will love that.
Well, I thought it was wild to be able to find Miller High Life Light.
Yeah, Miller High Life Light. First of all,
is a very you didn't know that they made High Life.
It's my favorite beer,
and I didn't know they made it either.
If I was in a state where I could drink beer health wise, that's what I would be drinking.
50 people hooked on it.
Oh,
and
it's
then
delicious.
I quit drinking it and went to the Bud Select,
which I never bought, other than when I brought you a 30 pack when it was my turn to buy.
Well, the Miller
bad beer.
The
Miller High Life Light is wonderful beer, especially ice cold.
Bud Select has half the alcohol.
Yeah, which means you got to drink a shitload. You could just constantly pissing. It does flush your kidneys out.
You can drink a lot of it, and you don't get very drunk.
That is the one that's the joke. Why is drinking Bud Select 55 Light, whatever the fuck? How is that like fucking in a canoe?
How?
Oh no, making love in a canoe. It's fucking near the water. It's fucking close to water. I don't know, something like that.
That's
hey,
good.
Roger Stone is a lunatic. Did you see what this guy did?
No, I've been paying almost.
Joe, you got to look at what Roger Stone did. He fucking made an Instagram post, right?
Of Comey fucking a dog?
Nope.
I mean,
close.
Mueller fucking a dog?
The judge on the fucking case, what's her name? Is that Amy Brennan or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
The judge on the case, right? So it's her picture. Look at me. And over here, there's a little fucking gun sight drawing. And, something about her being a maniac and she sucks. And then he pulled it off.
Roger Stone.
He's going to go to jail for that, not for what he did that got him arrested.
Roger Stone tried to get a change of judge, and she wouldn't allow it.
She wouldn't allow it.
Because
she's bought.
Well, I mean, this whole thing's a fucking...
But he lost his fucking mind, Joe. So you don't even know what I'm talking about.
No.
He lost his fucking mind.
Is he in jail now?
No, but he's going to be, because he's going to
Why?
get, because they're going to bring him up on charges for this, and that's what he's going to go to
doing
jail
what?
for.
What did he do?
For threatening the judge. They're saying that he threatened the judge.
Yeah, they're saying. Who? Who's saying? See, I don't. This is why I haven't listened.
Just
to
put
any,
Roger Stone
I'm
either in Yahoo or, I mean, preferably Yahoo, but I'm sure even on Drudge you'll get the fucking gist of what he did. He's a maniac.
You can fucking take a picture
and Photoshop it.
Sure.
Yeah, you can, but not in the current climate.
Criticize the judge.
He didn't just criticize her. He fucking put an Instagram post up, Photoshop.
Did he put a target over her
No,
face?
not over her face. It was over here in the corner.
Well, then that's not a threat.
Yeah, you're right. That's what I say. But it
Target over the face, threat.
You
Target
think?
to the left or the right, not a threat.
I mean,
it's not. Look, we got to fucking. This is why words matter.
yeah.
Because saying I'd like to fucking kill you, I'd love to kill you,
Is different than saying I'm going to kill you. Right.
It's different. Words matter. And that's why.
Now, what if you
say?
say, I'd like to kill you, but deep in your heart of hearts, you mean I'm going to kill you? That's what they're saying. That's what they're doing. They're saying deep in your heart of hearts, you're threatening the judge.
No, you're not.
That's what they're saying. So
Yeah.
what they're doing is
So
reading
what
your
they're
mind.
trying-
Just
yeah.
like Hillary. Hillary
mind
knows
reading?
what's best for you. They read your mind, and they know what's actually best for you.
Well,
And what's best for society.
I haven't followed any. I haven't watched any news.
Dude, I'm sorry you didn't read up on Roger Stone. Well, here's another little bit of news, because
I can't.
after
watch it
all,
anymore.
the
I'm
only
done.
reason why...
I'm done. I'm a YouTube guy now.
All right, listen.
YouTube.
You can watch news on YouTube live, by the
I don't
way.
watch
CBS
any-
News online.
I
You
don't
can
wanna
watch it on
see any more
YouTube.
news.
CBS, anything
It's
that's
all
on
bullshit.
CBS has a live feed on
It's all
YouTube.
bullshit.
No, but I'm saying if there's a CBS show you want to watch, it's on YouTube live. So anyway,
I don't want to watch it. To see,
well, let me continue. By the way, when I signed on for this fucking thing, it was
did
supposed.
you hear about Lara Logan?
Can I just finish my
Did you hear
thought?
about Lara Logan?
Go ahead. Is it current events?
That's fucking real current events.
Well, that's.
You know who Lara Logan
I'm
is?
starting to say I want to talk about current events. I got another current event to talk about, but go ahead, Lara Logan, the fucking bitch who got fingered in Egypt, right?
Right, 60 Minutes. This is a serious journalist. No,
She's got
Lara
a
Logan
serious
is
job,
on 60
anyway.
Minutes.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
a serious journalist. She had a podcast.
Call her what you will.
Yesterday,
Yeah.
or the day before, with
Did she get
with
fingered
Mike
at her
Rickman,
podcast?
And basically said, you can't believe anything. You have to go and read 3 or 4 sources, because the entire mainstream media is biased to the left.
Right.
This is Lara Logan on 60 Minutes. She said it's fucking sad is what it is. You can't just get the news. You can't get like Roger Stone put up a thing on Instagram. It's editorialized always. It's like evil Roger Stone puts up threatening thing of judge.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? If they took out the evil and the threatening, it would be news. If with the evil and the threatening in, it's an editorial.
Yeah.
And you know, and now you know where this person's coming from, and now you can't believe anything that they say. You can't believe anything that they fucking write in the New York Times. If you can't believe anything they write in the New York Times, then it's over with. And it is. It's over with.
Yeah.
I can't watch this shit anymore. I don't watch any of it.
Well, listen.
I do have a. Why don't you go ahead and go off on what?
I'm not going off. I was just tossing shit up to talk about.
Some tangent.
I'm not going on a tangent.
No. I mean, go on. Say what you were going to say.
Do you remember what you're going to talk about? I'll write it down.
What do you mean?
Oh, you didn't have something else to talk
I
about?
got a few notes.
All right, so listen.
I got a few things.
I signed on to this fucking show because it was supposed to be a current events show.
Well, it is current.
All right, good.
It is current.
So I got another current event, but now that you're not reading fucking news, it's tough. So I talk about Roger Stone, which is a huge story. He's a maniac.
I I do go to Real Clear Politics, which is a news gathering
All right,
site.
then you know that
and I look at
Bernie
the headlines.
You know that Bernie announced he's running for president in 2020.
I saw that today.
And in the first 4
the
hours,
headline.
he raised $1.5 million in 4
really?
hours. He's a money fucking raising machine. He's instantly the favorite. There's 20 people running, 20 famous people running. There's like 24. 4 of them ain't that famous. There's 20 famous people.
Bernie's likable because
Bernie is gonna.
you know Bernie's saying what he believes,
Now, how would this be?
even though he's crazy.
I didn't even see if he announced as a Democrat because he's an independent. Did he do that again? I don't even know. Can you imagine this? Say Bernie runs as an independent and that maniac from Starbucks runs as an independent. You know what I'm talking about? You don't even know what I'm talking about there.
Yeah, I do. The Starbucks guy,
All right.
whatever his name
Can you
is,
imagine,
he's gonna
though?
run for president.
So say like fucking Kamala Harris or some other fucking unfucking qualified individual wins the Democratic nomination again.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris, Donald Trump, Bernie Sanders, and the dude from Starbucks. It's like finally we got some fucking multi-party action going on in the country. And you know what happens in that case? Donald Trump does not win by a mandate, but if he was Bill Clinton, he would say he had a mandate. Bill Clinton said he had a mandate with like, what, 46% of the vote one year with the Ross Perot thing happening. Remember Bill Clinton?
Oh, is this what you're talking about?
What?
You know something?
What?
Come over here for a second.
What am I talking about?
This is what you're talking about. That's a fucking crosshair?
Well,
Oh, come on.
it's a crosshair.
Oh, for Christ's sakes. When
What
you
is it?
said it, I'm envisioning this
I told you
huge-
it wasn't over her face. I said it was up
No,
over
I
here.
know, but I
Remember I was
mean-
going like this? It's
I'm
up over
thinking
here.
The crosshair, it's a fucking bullseye with bullet
It's
holes
a
in
cross-
it the size of her face.
There's a difference between a crosshair and a bullseye, you fucking moron.
He's not getting in any trouble for this at all.
I hope not.
And she's probably
I mean, it's funny as
Amy
fuck.
Berman Jackson.
Oh, that was it. I said Brennan.
She's probably a cunt.
I mean, clearly.
Because as I put in one of the clips, all judges are cunts.
What's her name? Amy Berman what?
Amy Berman Jackson.
Jackson.
Look, if you're curious, if you're listening to this show and you're curious,
How about if you're bi-curious? Sorry.
if you're curious about the whole Mueller investigation,
Which is rapidly going down.
I implore you to go on YouTube. And you might have seen this guy on Fox News. I haven't. The only reason I know that he's been on Fox News is because I have a very good friend in Florida who watches Fox News constantly. He's out of his mind. And I played him this clip on YouTube. And the guy's name is Dan Bongino. And I found this by what I was searching for was give me a fucking summary of why is this Mueller investigation going on for this long? Why haven't they found anything? It just seems pointless. Because they haven't found any Russian collusion with Trump or any, the people that they've indicted are all indicted on issues other than collusion. So what is it all about? Dan Bongino. And the name of the YouTube clip is Obama, Mueller, and the biggest scam in American history. Right. And it's 36 minutes long. And you can kind of, because he fucks around a little bit, the last 20, 25 minutes are the most important. Listen to that. And he puts everything together for you. And I mean, he names names, and he puts the names together so that they all know each other. And Robert Mueller was the guy that was running the Enron fucking case, which was a huge fucking failure.
Right.
Gigantic fucking failure. And all of the play, Rod Rosenstein, the guy that remember the Steele dossier?
Yeah.
The Steele dossier was written in 2007 by a couple of journalists for I think it was the Washington Post or the New York Times. And they literally took names out and plugged in Trump and Trump's guys.
Yeah.
Like it had Manafort and shit in it already. The Steele dossier was written by a couple of reporters, and then Michael Steele presented it through the fucking site. Michael Steele was look, just go listen to the clip, because I'm not going to. If you listen to the clip, you'll understand it. If you want the truth, and you can say, well, this guy's right wing. Well, you know what? Go check every one of his sources.
Right.
And see if you care about the truth. If you don't care about the truth and you just want to live in your little
If you can't handle the truth, then
and you
fuck
want to
yourself.
just like curl up in a ball and just say Trump's evil and it's all a fucking conspiracy and
Right.
then don't. But if you want to find some truth in what's going on and how hated this president is and what a huge surprise it was. I mean, a massive surprise that this guy actually won. And it really fucked
Now,
up.
do you think, we've talked about this before, I want to know where you are at now. Do you think it was a surprise to him, or did he know he was going to win and that's why he ran?
I think it was a surprise to him.
You think so? Even the night of the election?
Well,
You think he woke up? Do you think
put
he
it
went
this
to
way.
bed the night before the election thinking he was going to win?
No. And I say this because
Resigned to the fact that he was going to lose.
he's going to lose.
He knew when he went to bed that night he was not going to win the next day.
Yeah.
No shit.
You know why I know?
You're changing your tune, by the way. I got you on record. Go ahead. It's okay, though. It's
Steve
okay.
Bannon told Trump it was 100% that he was going to win.
Yeah.
So I might have fucked it up if you go back and listen to what I said, but I don't think Trump knew he was going to win.
Neither of us were in a good mood that morning. Me and you.
No, I was on a horrible mood. I
Yep.
thought she was going to win.
Yep. We were both convinced.
Now-
so you're thinking he was in the same boat.
He was in the same boat. And here's how I know. He rented a shitty little fucking venue. Like she had the Javits Center.
Yeah, right. With the
You know what I
glass
mean? With
ceiling.
the glass ceiling and
Sun.
500,000 people inside, all fucking sucking each other's dick.
Ugh.
And he had this
Clitorises.
little, like, fucking... Trump doesn't do anything small.
Right.
Unless he doesn't want you to know about it. And if he
He had a
knew,
ballroom in a,
if he knew
in a
he was gonna
competitor's fucking
win,
hotel.
if he knew he was going to win, he would have had the
Central Park.
Madison Square Garden
Or Central Park.
rented out.
Like
and
Simon and
Central
Garfunkel
Park.
style.
Right.
You know what I mean?
There would have been rock bands
Oh,
going.
yeah. It probably would have been Simon and Garfunkel. You know?
If you pay them enough money, they'll become
Fuck yeah.
conservative. So, no, I don't think he knew he was going to win. I think even though Steve Bannon said it's a fucking slam dunk, and I think Jared Kushner and Steve Bannon worked together, and there was another guy too. Oh, what's the fucking what's that guy that he was along for the ride there the whole time though.
Not Roger Stone, not Paul Manafort.
No, they all came later. This was, I mean, he was a New Hampshire state cop for a while. This is, why am I thinking? Right, he was there from the beginning,
Okay.
and he was Trump's guy. And now I can't-
Former New Hampshire state cop, Trump campaign. Corey Lewandowski.
Corey Lewandowski.
Good for you. You got it right as it came up.
Yeah. So he and Jared Kushner are the ones that went, and they
He hasn't been indicted, has he?
and Bannon, I don't think so.
Hopefully not.
And I don't think Roger Stone did anything wrong. Now they might get Roger Stone on tax evasion or some fucking
Yeah, Al
stupid
Capone
thing.
style.
But they're not going to get him for
Harassment,
no. They're not going to get him for any fucking.
collusion with the Russians.
No.
Lying,
No, it's
perjury. He's going to go down for perjury.
No, I don't.
This
think,
is
no,
what these
I don't
guys
think he
do.
lied. Roger is very clever. I don't think Roger fucking lied.
Yeah.
And I think that because I heard what they talked about as far as perjury, and he said, I fucking didn't say that. Go back and listen to it.
Right.
He's very careful.
Right.
I mean, he's got a tattoo of Nixon's face on his back.
if you had to sum up his, not his expertise, but what is he not necessarily degreed in? What is Roger Stone's fucking thing? What is he expert at?
Opposition politics.
Is that what opposition politics
Destroying
with O,
the-
capital O, capital P? I got you.
Destroying the other person.
Okay.
And opposition research, whatever you want to call it. I mean, Roger Stone's the guy you want on your side to go and find all the shit on the other person.
Not the other way around.
Yeah, you don't want Roger Stone against you.
But he's not one of these guys who's like, say, Jay Severin, who's a campaign manager, who he'll fucking run a fucking Democrats fucking thing if you pay him.
I don't think Roger's interested in that shit.
Roger's not interested in that, right?
I think Roger is interested in. He wanted Trump to win.
Yeah, right.
He wanted Trump to win. Hey, give me a fireball.
And
too,
this
out
is
of
why
it.
he wanted Trump to win, and it ties it all in. He wanted Trump to win because Richard Nixon was a Trump fan. Richard Nixon, right before he died, said, "I believe Donald Trump would be a great president of the United States." Nixon was a huge Trump fan.
Well,
Therefore, Roger
I'm going to
Stone-
take your word for it.
Oh, I mean, just look up Nixon-Trump connection, and you'll see it. And Roger Stone will be in that as well. But Richard Nixon was a huge Donald Trump fan.
So
Before he knew that Trump could be a winning politician before Trump even considered it.
But this is a scary. This is a scary. I don't care whether if you could be the biggest Hillary Clinton fan in the world listening to this right now. This is a scary thing to have happening. And it was scary when it was going on with Bill Clinton. This, special prosecutor bullshit that they can look into anything, and you tear through anyone's life, and you're gonna find shit.
I mean, Ken
Because
Stone
we're all-
fucking tore
we're
the Clintons
fucking
apart.
people.
Yeah.
And I want to see someone tear into old fucking Bob Mueller, because this cocksucker is. If you go listen to this Dan Bongino thing, and if this guy is half right, this Bob Mueller is a fucking scumbag, and he's not a great American. I don't care if he was a Marine. He was a Marine that should have been fucking shot in the head.
He's a fucking Frankenstein lookalike like John Kerry.
Yeah.
That's what he is.
Except he's, I don't know, he's just a, there's these people out there that you can get, and they'll fucking just come after you, and come after you, and come after you, and come after you, and they're relentless. And if you got something in your closet, I mean, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
And that's the scary thing about this kind of witch hunt.
They'll find it out.
It is a witch hunt.
They got the resources to just dig and dig and dig and dig. And not just dig and dig and dig, but,
Well, if the federal
pay off and
government
pay off
wants
and
you.
pay off and pay off. Yeah.
And believe me, it's an unfair world out there. If you get caught up in this shit, you were just a fucking, you were the guy that got coffee for everybody at the Trump campaign.
You're implicit.
You walked by the meeting.
Right.
You were there that day.
You're implicit, son.
And now you owe fucking $150,000 in legal fees.
Oh, shit.
Because,
Back taxes.
Well, I mean, let's assume he paid his taxes on time, or she. I mean, just to defend yourself, you got fucking legal fees out the kazoo.
So if I say the two words, it's a
Which
name.
means all lawyers should be fucking executed, by the way. All judges and lawyers. Because I don't want to
Not your lawyer.
Yeah, my lawyer too.
He needs to be executed?
Sure.
All right, I'll represent you. I'm not a lawyer.
If they were all executed, then we wouldn't have to deal with any of this bullshit.
Well, I mean,
Maybe start from scratch.
I was going to
Everybody
say,
has
you'd
to
be
go to
starting
law
from
school
scratch. Right?
again. You
And
know
in
what
the
I mean?
meantime, there's total chaos.
No, I don't know. I don't know how to fix it.
By the time
However,
Good.
we can move to a happier subject.
Oh, my goodness. I had another one for you, but go ahead. What do you got? Happy.
So
I'll write this over here. Good.
I spent a lot of time on my little vacation, which I'm going to do some more of.
Two more of. It's because you're a good man, Charlie Brown.
Talking about artificial intelligence.
Ooh, yeah, you told me to read up on it, and I just didn't.
So
I know about Ray Kurzweil, by the way. Did Ray Kurzweil come up in any of your shit?
Yeah, well, Ray Kurzweil, I believe did Ray Kurzweil make a synthesizer?
Yeah, it was called the
one?
Kurzweil.
Yes.
But he's done so much more. Ray Kurzweil also has rejuvenated his body through, out of all these guys, even Elon hasn't done this or any of these other motherfuckers. Ray Kurzweil has computer shit in his body.
Ray Kurzweil is a genius.
Yeah.
Like, legit genius.
He's like the 100th most rich man in the world.
So,
Kurzweil synthesizers
Kurzweil,
are highly tradable.
Kurzweil works for Google now.
Oh, I believe you. I mean, I would believe you if he's.
Kurzweil.
He's fucking 80, so he probably sits on the board. Is he really working?
No, he's working.
No shit.
He's an inventor.
Yeah, that's what he is.
So I don't know how rich he is. Doesn't really matter.
He's a billionaire.
Well,
I didn't mean to interrupt.
I bet he doesn't even care.
But what I was asking is even though I didn't read up like you said, I've read a ton on Ray Kurzweil because I find him fascinating. So did he come up in any of your AI shit? Because he's got a ton of AI shit going on.
Yes.
All right, good. Continue, baby. I'm sorry. It's your show. Go ahead.
I watched a Joe Rogan podcast
Yeah.
that got me interested in AI. And the podcast was Joe Rogan and Dr. Ben
Dover.
Gertzel. And it's spelled some fucked up way, but it's Goertzel.
The German Goertzel.
Something like that.
He's been brought up on kind of right before.
Has he?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Because I watched that podcast a while ago. And
Yeah.
but I've watched it. I watched it 4 times.
Right.
Because I was trying to gather. This guy's one of these guys, and I'm not saying this guy's the smartest AI guy, but this guy he's wildly intelligent.
Right.
And I had to listen through
I mean, unlike myself.
several times.
Yeah.
So there's two. Let me start here. There's kind of like two positions. There's the Elon Musk position, which is AI is one scary motherfucker, and
Stephen Hawking too, right?
Stephen Hawking.
That's a scary motherfucker.
There's a litany of people that think that this is, this is artificial general intelligence, mind you. It's not what Elon would call dumb AI, meaning like, the car can drive itself.
Or the machines that build the car.
It's that this is artificial general intelligence where we create now, when I say we, I exclude myself, meaning man, the people working on AI create a thing that is so intelligent that it is far smarter than any human being. And then the fucking cat's out of the bag, which is probably out of the bag now. Now, the concern is, of course, is that and I listen to this, the big concern is this thing is going to be malevolent, okay? Meaning, for those of you, for my fans, meaning fucking
For
evil.
my fan.
Or having bad intentions. It's gonna be malevolent. And one of the things that kind of I was swayed a little bit that there's a huge difference between being intelligent and being a human. We carry with us all the 5 million years of evolution in which, I got to do fucking better than the next guy and all that, one-upsmanship bullshit that people get caught up with, like, having the bigger house and fucking, better car and all that bullshit, or more money, and, and basically all you are is an idiot competing for stupid things in a dumb game. Because really, what we want is not consumerism. We want, or at least I want, I'm going to speak for myself, I want expanded consciousness, not more stuff. Because I got a house full of stuff that Al is going to eBay.
No, I'm
or
Craigslist is more like
Craigslist,
and
eBay,
garage sale
and
finder.
yard sale.
eBay's
get
a
rid of.
nightmare. You got to go to the post office.
Stuff does not make you happy.
You know me, I used to be an eBay guy,
Stuff
but I'm not.
does not make you
I
happy.
work 9 to 5 when the fucking post office is open. So eBay's a bitch for me right now.
So the thing is, there is a
You get more in a
separation
live sale.
There's a separation between intelligence and people try to put human characteristics on a machine and say, well, this machine is gonna it's gonna say, well, what are all these humans are, and it's gonna be 1,000 times smarter, and it's gonna, think like we do and go, well, I mean, these people, they're like ants, so what do we do with ants? Well, if we're gonna build a house, we bulldoze them over, and so who gives a fuck? But when you really do listen, if you listen enough, intelligence is wildly separate from motivation. Meaning, an intelligent machine that you can, if you ask the right questions on an intelligent machine, then would you just turn yourself off?
Right.
No problem. Meaning it doesn't have 5 million years of trying to stay alive built into it.
Right.
It's just intelligent. So that's kind of the argument that I was listening to, and that, so the whole Terminator model and all that kind of shit is sort of fantastical in a sense. Do you follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
However, if you listen to the other side, now they're calling, the point in which artificial intelligence becomes, not like the Terminator, where it becomes self-conscious or conscious of its existence. They do call it the singularity. And the singularity is basically where we've got an internet right now. We're all connected together. I can type in and connect to anyone. The singularity will be a point where all artificial intelligence can connect with one another. And if you listen to Joe Rogan with Dr. Ben Gertzel, you will hear things like, imagine a machine that could, on Wednesday, do 10 Nobel Prize winning, invent 10 Nobel Prize winning things in a day.
Right.
The next day, it can do 10 Nobel Prize winning things in a second. The day after, it can do 10 Nobel Prize winning things in a billionth of a second.
Right.
Do you see where I'm going with this?
Right.
So basically, it will solve every single problem that humans have. Okay? We won't have any more problems. Meaning, it will figure out how to distribute food throughout the world.
Somehow I think universal basic income is coming back up.
Well, that's definitely
That's not even a.
we're out of the whole fucking capitalism thing. Look, capitalism is a wonderful thing compared against everything else, but it's still fucking horrible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, and I mean, this is why I enjoy listening to Warren Buffett, because Warren Buffett recognizes that capitalism is great for somebody like himself. He goes, hey, I'm fucking really good at this.
Right.
But there's a lot of people that do wonderful things that enhance people's lives that aren't worth very much.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And those people should be taken care of. And this is Warren Buffett talking.
Yeah,
not
right,
me.
right.
So
right.
capitalism is wonderful compared to, socialism and Marxism and all the other shit, but it's still a fucking shitbag thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's better, but it's still a shitbag thing because some people I'm just going to get as much money as I fucking can.
Right.
Because that's who I am. And I'm going to work 18 hours a day at it. And I'll fuck anyone over to get the money. That's capitalism.
Yeah.
All right? Now, that works out better than what the Soviet Union did, but it's not great. It's not a great thing. It's better than everything else
Right.
today. So, the fear is, though, human beings need something to do. We need to strive for something. And if everything's figured out for us, what the fuck are we going to do?
Right.
Do you follow what I'm saying?
Totally.
When you get to the point where you don't have to worry about, meaning you can upload your mind into a fucking computer. So there's no more fighting for property. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
You can upload your mind into the computer and they can 3D print you out the other end with the same vocal cords as Freddie Mercury. However, everybody can 3D upload themselves.
Right.
I mean, upload themselves and then be 3D printed with the same vocal cords as Freddie Mercury. So then it has no value, does it? Because it's not.
Well, eventually.
But this is where it's.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking. This is the fear,
Right.
and it's not so much the fear of. Although there are those that think that the computer.
So what is the ultimate fear then? That humanity is just eliminated?
And
humanity's going to be eliminated anyway.
well,
Eventually.
it's the fear is that humanity has no purpose.
I mean,
So
we're
now
fucking less than a fart in the fucking breeze.
I understand
anyway.
that. I understand, but we're talking about people that actually want to live as human beings.
Less than a drop of sand
for
in
the-
the Atlantic Ocean.
Understood. Now, here's some weird shit.
Yeah.
There's a guy by the name of, and you have to look him up, and if you want to,
I'll look him right the fuck up right now.
you can find him. You can find him right on YouTube. His name is Geordie Rose. And Geordie Rose was the founder of D-Wave, which is the first quantum computer.
Geordie with a Y or an IE?
I think it's IE with a G.
Okay. Geordie. Okay.
Geordie Rose. Okay. Geordie Rose, they sold the first. I don't know if they invented the quantum. They didn't invent it, but they sold the first,
You got to explain to me the quantum computer thing, because I don't even know what you're talking about. Can you do that in 200 words or less?
I don't know if I could do it in 200 words or less.
Explain
And
to
if
me,
you
A, what it is, and B, why it's important.
Okay.
What it is. What's a quantum computer, Joe?
Here's what we're going to do.
Do I need to read first?
No.
Okay.
We're going to compare two things.
Okay.
Because this is how I understood it. Let's compare an ant and an airplane.
Okay.
You got an ant
It's just size
running
thing?
along.
Is it a speed thing or a size thing?
We're going to have an ant running along
Yeah.
and an airplane flying above. Now, you can do all kinds of things to that ant. Now, pick your euphemism. Let's call the ant a horse. And we got an airplane. Now, that horse could, be genetically engineered, but it's still going to be a fucking horse. And it's never going to be as fat. Now, when the horse was probably faster than when the Wright brothers invented the airplane. Follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the Wright brothers crashed. But the airplane today, compared to the horse, it's a fucking joke. Like if I'm going to go across country and you say, you can take the horse or you can take the airplane.
Right.
You can take the airplane, right? So quantum computing compared to transistorized computing, which is what we have today. Transistors.
That's what all the cards, all them green cards, that's transistor, right?
Well,
You're talking about
look.
A novice in computing. What is quantum if it's not transistor? Good.
You have to fucking give me a second.
I'm going to step back.
So a transistor is basically, in its most simplistic form, we use zeros and ones to compute, right? A transistor is basically a gate. And a gate it's got two inputs and an output, all right? So if you have a 0 and a 1, you get a 0. If you have a 0 and a 0, you get a 0. If you get a 1 and a 0, you get a 0. If you get 2 1s, you get a 1. Okay? But you get nothing in between. And remember what I just said. You get nothing in between. So, the quantum computer, instead of a transistor, has what's called a qubit. Don't ask me what a qubit is. This was hard enough to fucking grasp.
Not like a biblical qubit.
A qubit is like a transistor in the sense that it fits on a chip.
Okay.
And I mean, like the computer we're looking at now, Al, the 3 computers we have in this room have billions of transistors on the chip that run the processor.
Okay.
I think. And if I'm wrong, then it's millions. A fucking shitload of transistors are on these chips. A qubit, unlike a transistor, where you put a 1 and a 1 and you get a 1, you can have a 0 to a 1 or anything in between.
Okay. But how does it present itself and where?
So
How does it quantify itself and where does it quantify itself?
So I'm going to see if I have, you can check me. You can go to YouTube, check me if I'm wrong, because there's a good chance I am.
Okay.
Imagine you've got a coin. You got a coin, right?
Yep.
And you're going to play against the computer.
Sure.
So you play against a transistorized computer. And you flip a coin, and you don't know what the outcome is, okay? But it can either be heads or tails. Flip a coin. Don't know what the outcome is. Gonna flip a coin again. Don't know what the outcome is. Then you flip a coin for the 3rd time, and you get to see what the outcome is.
You can totally guess what the first 2 times were based on that. Or Or you know what'll come up next.
Sort of. And if you play that against a transistorized computer, you win half the time, and the computer wins half the time. Okay?
Or there's a draw.
Or there's a draw.
Right.
Do that with a quantum computer, you win 3% of the time.
Wow.
The quantum computer is sort of like the qubit allows the state of the 0 or 1 to be in flux, meaning, bless you,
Thanks.
imagine if you flip a coin and it's spinning in the air, and then you've got a high-speed camera and you take snapshots of it. You'll see heads, you'll see tails,
Right.
you'll see heads, you'll see tails. but you don't know what it is.
I gotta get a sneeze button.
So the quantum computer, instead of the outcome being a 0 or 1, it could be anywhere in between or the same thing.
So why isn't what is it that makes if all our regular technology, regular quote unquote regular or whatever technology, all the computers are transistor? Why is this? What makes this one a quantum? Because we know that like they take pictures of chips and then they take smaller, pictures of the chips.
I don't know what you're saying.
I had a buddy who worked in a fab for fucking DEC for a while, and that's what he said it really was, what it boiled down to.
Well, yeah. I mean, you put ever smaller transistors onto a piece
He
of
said
silicon.
technically it was a photograph.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
kind of.
So I'm saying, so why?
So this is
what is replacing the transistor
qubit.
shit? And
The
what is the
qubit-
qubit itself? What is the qubit
I
itself?
don't know. I
Oh,
told
okay.
you not to ask me that.
Oh, did
'Cause
I?
I don't know.
I'm sorry, buddy. That's really.
So now
I got to tell you because you know I'm a retard.
No, you're not.
I got to tell you,
I just
that
don't
is
know.
really the question to get us
What is a qubit?
over what they're fucking
no,
talking
no.
about.
No, because if you get in,
Because why
unless
even
you're-
talk about the quantum thing
no.
if we can't define what the qubit is?
No, we don't want to get into what the qubit is. Here's why.
You
Because
mean me
unless-
and you or mankind?
me and you,
Okay.
and most of mankind,
Okay.
because we'll never fucking understand.
We won't
it
even get it
because
anyway.
we're not physicists.
I got it.
gotta
Oh,
understand.
it's a physicist thing. It's not a code writer thing.
Oh no,
or-
no! This is fucking wild shit.
Yeah.
We're talking about the.
So we're talking about atomic mechanics and everything.
Listen,
Quantum mechanics. It's not just quantum computing. It's quantum mechanics.
we're talking about
Quantum physics.
the reason that the qubit can be anywhere between 0 and 1 is because there are parallel universes
Right.
that no.
I understand what you're saying. I get it. I'm picturing it.
This isn't conjecture. This isn't a guess.
I
This
got
is
you.
what they know.
So
Do you want to?
you can't even
understand
a
that
qubit can't even you can't
They
even
already know.
you can't even express how many ways it can be split.
Right.
Right. I got you. Infinite amount
Until
of
you
splitting.
observe it. Meaning there's a thing called quantum entanglement. Okay?
Bring it, baby. Bring it.
Quantum entanglement.
This is fun. This is fun. I will not be able to tell anyone else what we talked about, but I'm having fun.
Quantum entanglement,
I'm picturing it, baby.
in a nutshell,
I got a big brain. Let's go.
is basically quantum entanglement has fucked up Einstein's theory.
It has fucked up his
Einstein's-
theory?
Yeah, it's fucked
Theory
up.
of relativity?
No.
Oh.
There are very hard and fast rules about the speed of light,
Yeah.
which we can't exceed the speed of light. All right, it's like it's one of the most researched things. Anything hits the speed of light that's not light.
By the way, is
or
light from
electricity.
that the same as light from a star
Sure.
as far as speed of light goes?
Photons, sure.
Okay, good.
So
I was never straight on that.
you can't exceed the speed of light.
Okay. If it's light, it's fucking the quickest thing in the universe.
However, you can have two
I think that's
identical
bullshit,
particles,
by the way. Good.
two particles
Mm-hmm.
100 million light years away,
Being-
and if you look at one, the other one does something. Do you follow what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
They're entangled somehow,
All right.
meaning 100 million light years away. And what that means is you travel for 100 million years at the speed of light
To get to the other
to
place.
get to the other particle.
Which means a lot of shit has gone down since you left.
It's a long ride.
Yeah.
It's a long ride in a Chevy.
However, while you're traveling at the speed of light, you don't really age.
Oh, no, you age.
Not as quick.
No, you age just like you age.
Oh, all right, good.
You'll live. But to the observer, the closer you get to the speed of light, the slower you age.
Right.
Okay? So meaning if you traveled at the speed of light for a year, you would age a year, but everybody at home would age 100 years.
Right. Or whatever.
That's a guess.
I think it's more like 3,200.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
But you'll still age a year, but when you come back, everybody that you ever knew.
Everyone you ever knew. And, yeah.
Right. So meaning all Einstein's shit is as it portends to the observer. Meaning, I'm looking at you. You're in a fucking spaceship going the speed of light. You look at me. I'm getting old as you look at me.
Right.
Holy shit.
I mean, you are anyway, but...
Right. He's not 55 anymore. He's 155. And he's
Million.
You're going to watch me just, turn into fucking dust.
Literally.
So, but it's all from the perspective of the observer.
Right.
And you got to remember, that's very important. It's not what's happening to you. It's what happens to you while someone's looking at you.
Right.
So the whole quantum entanglement thing is something happens, you observe something, and it changes something that happens over here 100 million light years away instantaneously.
Right.
How does that happen? No one fucking knows. So what I'm saying to you is D-Wave is the company that this guy founded. And this is a Canadian company, by the way.
Are we still talking about Geordie Rose?
Geordie Rose.
Yeah.
Because he's wildly interesting to listen to on YouTube. And if you go there, because I don't, if I read, I could be so much smarter, or at least so much more informed, and I could lay out a lot more.
Why don't you do that
bullshit.
once in a while? You got all these aspirations for this fucking podcast. Why don't you read a little bit more, you
Because I think,
fucking slacker?
I thought about it, and I think you're right. I think I'm fucking dyslexic. I'm dyslexic, and I can't read because I read the same sentence over 400 times.
Well, if
in
you
a
do
row.
that, you're dyslexic, because I am, and that's what I do. And
I've never been able to read.
I'll tell you what has alleviated that is fucking reading in
Pot?
blurbs. No, you read. Now I'm a Twitter guy, like I told you. But even if you read like Yahoo or any of the fucking, everything's a paragraph. It's not long form. I'm not
reading is going backward. You know why?
Yeah, but you gotta.
Yeah. See,
You can't get all your information just
Here's
from
the problem.
video presentation. You got to get a little bit from read, and you got to pick and choose
Well,
what you read.
you're never going to be scholarly if you don't read. You're only going to be somebody that you're dancing around.
So
the
why aren't
surface
you going to
unless
read
you
once in a while? I include the internet thing as reading. It's not if you're reading words.
Part of my AI quantum computing adventure.
Nice tie-in, baby.
Okay. The biggest problem with computing and humans is bandwidth between the computer and the human. Meaning, how do you enter shit into the computer? You either
via
talk to
keyboard or talk to it.
But most likely, you,
And talking to it 10 years ago was science fiction, by the way.
right.
For,
So-
everyday dudes.
Right now,
That's,
do like I do. I got two fucking fingers going, and I type shit in, and
you can talk to this fucking thing, and that's a computer, by the way. I talk to this all day.
right. But you still
My
can't
state-of-the-art
read any
fucking
faster.
phone, by the way.
So we need an interface that opens up the bandwidth between. We got massive bandwidth coming in. You know what I mean? You can look at fucking
Yeah,
live streaming
infinite bandwidth is coming
4K
in.
porn
Infinite bandwidth.
all day long.
And fucking
So if you turn that
children's cartoons.
that 4K porn into into words.
Yeah.
We're talking about like the Library of Congress coming into your house every like 10 minutes or something. I'm making that up. Maybe
Whatever the
maybe
fuck
it would
it
take
is.
an hour. Maybe it would take a day. Maybe it would take a week. But who gives a fuck? What I'm saying is, between you and the computer, you still have to fucking read every word, and we have to get beyond that somehow. And that'll be some sort of an interface, which the positive people, the positive AI people that don't think the world's going to end, think that we will be able to interface with the computer before we get to the singularity, which still doesn't spell the end of the world. So the quantum computer, getting back to the quantum computer, there's a qubit, and we're going to say that qubit is sort of like a transistor, except that it can do anything between 0 and 1, and it can be both at the same time.
Right.
And you put all them on a chip, which they've done, and then you stick it on a fucking board, and you put it down to almost absolute 0, and you get yourself a quantum computer. And that was done years ago. The company's name is D-Wave. And that was the first, I believe they're the first commercial quantum. Now, everybody's working on IBM's working on a quantum computer. Because we're talking about computing that on the scale that you can't even imagine.
So they all have access to the actual technology to receive the information. So what do you mean they're working on it? So in a way, so they will have machines that disperse it?
What do you mean? The quantum computer has been built, is what I'm telling you.
So what you're saying is they're all working on
So it
home
sounds-
versions of the fucking thing.
We're talking about quantum computing has been built, but it's like
But by who? By who?
Well, the first commercially available quantum computer, and I think from my Wikipedia, YouTube research, was from D-Wave.
But who
could
did they
buy-
sell them to is what I'm saying. Who owns them?
Like Google, NASA,
Okay. Facebook.
governments, people with
Facebook.
enormous amounts of money. People that are wildly interested in this technology.
You think the U.S. government? No.
Of course.
You think?
Well, I just said NASA.
But all their shit, all the shit in the U.S. government.
Oh, the government is on. Believe me, people think the government.
I've heard horror stories of government agencies not having any. I mean, they got less fucking modern computers than Sherwin-Williams. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's probably true.
Yeah. And Sherwin-Williams, by the way, is running on fucking Windows 92.
But it still works pretty good.
I mean,
They're not downloading porn. All they got to do, they just have to pull up paint colors.
so what I'm saying is,
So if you run Windows 92,
who's buying?
well, let's say
fucking
they're
porn?
working on Windows 95,
Yeah.
but the computer's faster and it's just paint colors. Then why fucking change it? Like Windows, there was Windows. What's the one we love? Windows.
Oh, we like XP Pro, baby. XP
there was
Pro.
Windows XP NT.
XP Pro. I like XP Pro. I never had XP NT. Tell me about it.
Windows XP, I believe NT, which was like their network fucking
It
computing.
was perfect. It was perfect. Seamless.
Do you know that 75% of the internet computers, the shit that, the huge fucking mile-long data centers
Right.
run on Linux?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, still.
It's an open source software.
Yep.
Most corporations run Linux.
But what version are they on that?
I don't believe there is a version.
Oh, yeah.
It's open source. Meaning no one buys, very few people run on, well, I should say 25% of the people run on, like, whether it be Windows or Oracle, or because they're not interested. You don't want to be beholden to, like, oh, well, we want another fucking 30%.
Right.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have to talk for a while because I have to take a piss.
Well, Joe, I invented a new cocktail sometime within the last hour and 24 minutes and 31 seconds. And it's Diet Coke, vodka, and hot sauce. And I'm calling it the salty nigger. You know what I'm saying? Because the N-word isn't as, catastrophic or toxic as it used to be.
I believe it is.
Number two, it was between that and spicy ghetto dweller.
I like spicy ghetto.
Spicy ghetto dweller is not bad, right? Salty nigger or spicy ghetto dweller. I mean, they both fit exactly what I had going on in that drink. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ, I don't have any other notes. I probably should have taken a break, but we're rapidly approaching our average show length, so I think I'm just going to vamp for a while. Sounds like your stream is good, Joe. No prostate issues to report?
No, I've been jerking off more, though.
Oh, really? Why is that? Because you're horny more, or you just... Because, is that by design, is what I'm saying? Like, are you just horny, or did you read something that said you should probably jerk off? You're horny. So what?
All right, I'm coming back to save you, Al.
Hey, no, we're doing good. What do you mean? Listen, you left me all by myself. It's really not my fault. It's you. By the way, it's your show. I'm just here to feed you stuff. If you're gonna go off, you get.
Show.
It's your show.
We're gonna wrap up the quantum computing.
Go ahead.
Show.
Which, by the way, has been fucking fascinating.
Well, I don't know. It's probably
Said
more
no one
confusing.
ever.
So we're gonna say, if you want to learn more about this, the qubit is the replacement of the transistor, basically, and that's
2 bits, 4 bits, 6 bits a peso.
Okay, yes.
All in for Zorro.
Okay.
Toss it and say so.
Meaning that's what I got out of it.
Right.
Maybe you'll get something else out of it. But the quantum computer, compared to a transistor regular,
It still sounds theoretical. It's all theoretical.
they've built it. But
Who has built it? Who built it?
there is a Jesus
Who
Christ.
fucking built it?
How many times do I have to say this to him? He's obviously shit-faced. D-Wave. D-Wave. Capital D Wave.
So why isn't this
Is
kid
the company-
D-Wave owner the fucking richest guy in the world right now?
Because they built a computer that's a quantum computer that works about as well as a fucking 90s version 386.
So what conveys the information other than a transistor in those things? What is
Not a transistor.
What is conveying it? What is conveying it?
Don't
The speed of
ask me
light?
questions like that. 'Cause
Oh, well-
I don't know. All I'm telling you is it works at a level.
Is it
that
optics
wildly
or whatever,
different than
It's got to be light, right?
works at a level way different.
It's got to be light.
Can't answer those.
It's got to be light.
I
though,
can't
right?
answer the question.
Can you? You can fucking exercise.
I don't know.
conjecture.
Is it a
exercise
wire?
conjecture? Is
There
it
must
fucking
be
light?
wires somewhere. I don't know.
There's got to be
What
strands
they
of
do
light.
is they have a chip.
Strands of glass.
They have a chip that is made up of qubits. They hook the chip up to shit,
yeah.
and then they bring the temperature down to almost
I got it.
absolute zero, which is close to 450 degrees below zero Fahrenheit.
I now get it. I'm sorry I yelled
And
at
then-
you. I just have to.
It operates, and they are at a level now. Now, when I say now, this is when I watched it.
Right.
It might be as fast as a 386, but who knows? It could be as fast as a Pentium,
Right.
or a dual quad today. I don't know where they are today with it. What I'm saying to you is the technology will change computing forever at some point,
All right. Well,
as will the artificial intelligence, which is it's a wild world we're coming into, and it's going to happen fast. It's going to happen
it's been
really
happening fast.
Meaning,
been happening fast.
we're going to be in driverless cars.
soon.
10 years, you're going to think about driving your own car, to go to the airport. Maybe not like me. I do construction, so I have to go and I have a pickup truck and I got to put some shit in, and I got to go and very loud. Can't you quiet that down?
I tried to turn the mic down, but
So,
I don't know what fucking. Yeah, well, there's a channel. Go ahead.
But you're just going to summon some vehicle's going to show up in front of your house, and you're going to fucking take it somewhere, and you're not going to own it. Nobody's going to. That is where we're headed, and that's going to be here in 10 years. They're talking about 2029. There will be artificial intelligence that is smart as a human being. And 2045.
What does that mean?
2045, and this is Ray Kurtz.
Which human being? One of
Any human being.
One with an intelligence of 100, or one with an intelligence of 160.
Okay.
Which
I can answer this question.
That's fine.
In 2029,
it's not a dumb
there'll
question,
be artificial intelligence that can do anything better than a human being.
Okay.
Anything.
Anything. Physical or
No,
mental?
no, not physical. Any mental. It's not going to be fucking.
Well,
rock
there's
climbing.
certainly if it's mental or whatever,
2029.
they'll be able to fucking cross a girder and fucking
2045.
rivet. They'll be able to rivet. Artificial intelligence.
2045.
Will it
be
be
the
able to
singularity.
rivet in? Will it be able to
Why
rivet
are you
in?
asking? There won't be any rivets.
No, will it be able to rivet in a fucking
Well, what?
structural member in a 100-story building that's being built?
Well, that's robotics.
That's artificial intelligence. Will it be able to do it?
Follow
Will a
up.
human still have to do that or no?
Here's where Geordie Rose. This is
Yeah.
a fascinating
I was
guy.
just asking a question.
This is a fascinating guy, and he's an unknown.
Yeah.
I'm going to say I discovered him.
Yeah, you discovered it.
I discovered him.
Go ahead, man.
Because he's Canadian and nobody pays attention.
And a
to
huge
Canadians.
faggot. Go ahead.
No, he's a fucking jiu-jitsu champion. He like wrestles and beats the fuck out of people.
So you're saying there's no jiu-jitsu champion males who suck cock?
Why are we going down? You're awful. So at any rate, this guy Geordie Rose,
At least admit there's a possibility that he eats dick.
he might.
All right.
You know, he might. So he went on to, he left D-Wave, which is the company I believe he co-founded. Then he went to a company called Kindred, and now he's at a company called something or other, and they're building robots because he knows the AI is coming. Now we need the thing to answer your question. Will it be able to go out and rivet something?
Right.
Well, you have to build the artificial
Without
intelligence
fear.
first, and then you have to build the robotics afterwards. I think what's going to happen is the computer is going to build the robotics because it's going to be so much smarter than the human being.
Yeah.
And that's the huge fear of a lot of people like Elon Musk. It's not so much that they're, let's stomp out all of the humans because
Will
they
it
suck.
be
It's
able to-
more like it's going to happen so fast.
Will it be able to control air traffic without any fucking glitches?
Here's the problem. Here's the
Good question.
air traffic, like as in planes.
Will it be able to fucking replace the air traffic controller with seamless, no problem?
Yeah, because there won't be any.
Will it do a
pilots.
better job? Will it do
There
a
won't be
better?
any pilots.
Okay. Good fucking answer, man.
This is the huge problem with AI. This is going to come on us so fast.
Yep. Before you and I die.
Right.
Well, you anyway. I'm dead soon, so it doesn't matter.
I might just kill myself.
Don't
if it gets
even talk that
no,
way,
I mean,
will
if
you?
it gets really horrible
never
with the
talk to-
AI shit, I may just take myself out.
Believe me, you'll
It's
be
gonna happen.
on the brink of death
No.
before that happens anyway.
Here's what's going to happen. Here's the fear. This is going to happen so fast.
Certainly on the brink of baldness.
You know how everybody's like the surgeons are laughing, going, "Fucking truck drivers won't have a job. Fuck them." No, you're not going to have a job either, asshole.
Right.
No one's going to have a fucking job, and no one's going to. This is going to happen so fast. No government. There is no system anymore on how to deal. What do we do?
Right.
Nobody needs to work. we're going to basically be the fucking human zoo.
Right.
Not, hopefully, if it's not malevolent, we're going to live under the benevolence of the wildly intelligent curator of the human zoo.
Right.
Because we're not going to have to do every problem with global warming fix.
Now, what's your theory on...
Do you follow what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, but here's...
There's not going to be any...
But we got a whole other thing to think about because we talk about this all the time. What if somewhere in between AI taking over, the fucking aliens come? Then everything's fucked. So you can't... You know what I mean? Because the aliens might fucked up the AI fucking progress.
I am so glad you brought
It's
up aliens.
because it could be... You know what I'm saying, Joe? Because those two things, you never know when they're both going to happen.
I listened to a physicist.
Of course, this is coming from a guy who thinks we're alone in the universe. So go ahead.
Who?
Oh, me.
You think we're alone? You could be right.
Yeah, I think we're alone in the universe. I'm fairly fucking certain we're alone in the universe.
Here's the accepted theory of how the universe was created.
Go ahead, man.
There was a singularity.
God damn, do I know how to get a show going.
Okay?
Yep.
There was a singularity, not like the AI singularity. There was an infinitely dense point of matter. There was no time and space, and all of a sudden it exploded. Okay?
Yeah, man. Go.
And over time, the Earth is the visible universe is 13, let's call it 14 billion years old. The Earth is around 5. So around when the universe was 9 billion years old, the Earth
Was getting going.
Okay? So,
I'm not sure those are the correct numbers, by the way. I think it's a little bit more in favor of the universe, but that's fine.
what do you mean?
I'm pretty sure the ratio of the Earth's age to the universe is a little bit more spread than what you're talking about. Unless I haven't been fucking really keeping up on modern...
Well, the visible universe is 13.8 billion years. Meaning...
And by definition, the Earth is... I thought it was still like 3 or 4 bill. You're saying
No,
5
no,
bill?
we're 5 billion years.
Really?
I think we're more.
Okay, that's fine. I don't mean to fucking nitpick, Joe. Go ahead.
You're such a cunt.
I didn't really mean to nitpick,
Yeah,
but I think it's more
you
like
know,
4 bill
I'm
than
gonna-
5 point
I'm going to
something.
kick you in the cock before I...
Keep going.
So, at any
Listen,
rate...
you chose me as your co-host, so
I know, what a fucking error that was.
it's such an error, right? Go ahead.
So, I heard a fascinating lecture on...
You anointed me your co-host.
Because I don't read. Now, if I read, you could probably get wicked deep into this if you read. There's no reason to think that any other Earth or any other life-giving body formed any earlier or later than Earth. It all kind of happened simultaneously because the Big Bang happened, okay?
Yeah.
Boom, everything goes up. They weren't even, all there were quarks. Quarks turned into fucking, neutrons and fucking electrons and protons. But it all happened at the same time. Do you follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this idea that, I used to say things like, how about a civilization that's 100,000 years advanced from us?
It all happened at the same time, but the galaxy, the Milky Way, or wherever we are, is further away from the initial beginning of it. You can admit that, right? Even though you're saying it all happened at the same time.
Meaning galaxies started to form at the same time. Planets started to form at the same time. Suns, meaning stars, started to have form at the same time, everywhere, at the same time.
Okay. So why are some stars younger than others? You're saying they're not?
I don't know.
Yeah. So there's definitely a center of
Meaning,
the explosion,
why-
the Big Bang.
Why would there be things that formed earlier?
Because they were closer to the origin point of the start, whatever the
Everything
starting
sort
point
of
was.
went out.
Yeah, I agree.
And then started to form, and then started
Yeah.
to do things. So there might be 100 billion Earths, and we're all the same fucking thing. Which gets back to the multiverse of parallel universes, or parallel.
By the way, I'm more willing to
parallel
accept.
universes.
I'm more
parallel universes isn't even a question anymore.
By the way, I'm
Do you
more.
realize that?
I am more willing to accept that than the fact that there are other physical
The
planets.
idea that there's parallel universes is an accepted physics thing. If
And
you're
I
a
accept
physicist, you accept that there are.
and I'm smart enough to accept it. But
because
what I'm
quantum mechanics says that there are.
can I tell you right now
That's why I
that we're
can't-
the only planet in
I'm
this
too
universe.
stupid to fucking do any of that.
We're the only planet in this universe, and I'm not saying there's only one other planet in the parallel universes. There might be more. I'm telling you, in this fucking universe, we are alone in this universe. We're
Could
alone.
be.
And this is from a moron. Never mind admittedly, I'm provenly. Not provenly, it's not even a word. It's been proven I'm an idiot. Well, I'm not an idiot.
Who proved? Who did the proving on that?
Well, the U.S. government at the on one end.
You are a college graduate. What does that say for people that didn't finish high school?
I'm the reason why the average is 2.5 because I graduated with a 2.14. Somebody's got to have the below average fucking GPA. We've talked
Yeah,
about
but you
this.
still got out and you graduated.
What do you think you got out with? Did you get out with over a 2.5?
Well, it depends
no
on how
way.
you look at it. We had this conversation.
Remind me.
All right.
This is organic.
I went to
just
UMass
remind-
Amherst.
Me too, baby. But I
But
finished
I
my
never
career there.
graduated from UMass Amherst. What I did was I went 4 years. And then later on I said, well, I have to finish.
So you did SOONY, whatever the fuck.
So I called up UMass Amherst and I said, hey, I want to finish.
Well, what was your cum when you got out?
It was under 2.5. Let's say 2.24.
Good. All right. So
Sounds.
clearly you're smarter than me is all I'm saying. We're similar.
I don't think that's clear.
Dude, we're similarly, I'm not even going to say we're similarly intelligent. We're
but you
similarly unintelligent.
No, but see, you took English and I was.
Oh, you had hard
electrical
classes.
engineering.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, you had hard classes.
Not that English is easy, but
I tell you right
because
now,
English is
English
subjective.
is fucking pretty easy. All you got to be
Do you
able
know
to
what
do
I
is
hated about English?
all you have to be able to do is write grammatically correct essays. Just write them grammatically correct, and you're
Nah.
fine.
Yeah,
That's
what
it.
is?
Fucking periods in the right
I took
places,
an English
commas in
class
the right.
because you had to.
Use the correct tense.
And the fucking bitch hated me. And she gave me, no matter how hard I tried, and I compared between other students, and my fucking writing was better than theirs. And I always got a C. And that's
Well,
the
C's
problem
are
with English.
okay. You
And
can
that's
get
why I
C's
like
in
math,
course.
because it's less subjective.
Yeah, but it gets you in trouble too.
So at any rate, what were we talking about?
We're talking about.
Oh, so
Yeah.
I told you this story.
Tell it again, Joe, please.
The people at UMass said, well, you need 3 classes. You need 2 electives, which you can test out of, and then you have to take this math class. And I said, oh, great. I'll take it at Bridgewater State. No, you can't do that. How about UMass Boston? Nope, you have to take it out here. Now, this was 91 or 2 or something
Right.
like that.
A full half decade after you.
Yeah, 85, I get out.
Right.
It wasn't until I had a kid where I decided I had to finish. Because I said, she's going to look at me and go,
Is your daughter going to be 30 this year?
yeah.
Oh, my God.
She's going to look at me and go, well, you never finished.
By the
So I
way,
didn't
lucky
want
for
that.
you, she's on the brink of being too old for me to date.
Thank God.
Can you imagine?
You know, that wasn't a big worry of mine, Al.
I'll tell you what, Joe. If I put a little effort into it, I could could sire one of your grandchildren.
At any rate,
I
Al's not gonna
got
be
game,
my-
man.
He's not going to be my son.
Dude, I got game. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So I couldn't take the fucking class at UMass Amherst, so I transferred. There was a lady at UMass, a gem of a woman. I don't remember who she is. She could be dead. I hope she's in heaven. But she said, hey, basically she said, fuck this. Transfer all your credits to State University of New York. And they have it was set up for servicemen and shit like that. People that were never in the same place for very long, so that they could didn't matter where you took the class as long as the class was accredited. And if you took Physics 101 and it covered this and this, then you passed, then we don't give a fuck where you took it. And we'll accumulate your credits and we'll give you a degree. So I got my degree's from the State University of New York. In
Poughkeepsie. Oh, it's just SUNY.
SUNY. The Regents College or something. Now I think there's actually like a college.
No, now
name
listen.
For it.
Are you going to hold it against me if I tell you I've lost all desire to continue to do this show and direction, and I got nothing else to talk about? If you got something else to talk about, go ahead.
Oh, what do you mean? You don't ever want to do this again?
No, I
Are
mean,
we ending the podcast?
No, I mean tonight.
Oh no, I'm ready to quit.
Yeah, I'm done. This has been a blast. By the way, this has been as much fun as I've had it. By the way, we did have the great Cat C in at the last show. I don't know if you remember.
I remember.
And
there was a long discussion about that the vagina did not describe the entire female genitalia.
And you know what? If you want to go back and then check her facts, she's full of shit on all of that.
Well, who am I to argue? I don't have a
She
vagina.
considers herself a fucking vagina expert.
that I know of.
She's just full of shit. Like you or me at any time.
But then again, she is correct. Like, the penis does not encompass the balls. So she said the vagina is just like the fucking
She's wrong.
hole, and then the lips.
By the
are
way,
the labia.
all of that down there, if you look it up, is the vagina. She's wrong. She's just wrong.
So does the penis encompass the balls?
No. That's different. But she's wrong.
All right.
All of that shit, every little bit of it
You
is
can't
the
believe
fucking
how much I
vagina.
don't care.
I know. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what her fucking angle was.
I need a quantum computer
to figure out what
to
Kat's
figure
talking
out
about.
how little I fucking care.
Yeah, she had an agenda. She's a funny broad. We'll put it that way.
Well, we had a lot of fun.
And by the way,
And that's what
she knows what it is to be interesting on a podcast too. So, and she follows us and all that. And
I'm going to look
thank
up
you,
what
Kat.
a qubit is.
And thank you for your support, Kat. And thank you, Patty, for your support through non-support or whatever the fuck.
She was going to just sit and listen in, and then she just wasn't.
No, I wasn't even talking about that night. But Patty lets you and me do exactly what we got to do, which is great.
I can do anything I want other than go to a strip joint.
Or fucking
cheat
other
on
broad.
her.
Yeah. Or, yeah.
And I think that's okay.
I think that's great. And that's why we love Patty and we love Kat.
She's a wonderful girl.
We're both very lucky.
I struck. I'm telling you, I hit gold with that woman.
Oh, by the way, speaking of special girls, and I know I'm extending the show, but I told you Mom went back to work.
Yeah.
We stopped in there for dinner last night quickly. We weren't there that long. And Mom is back to work 20 hours a week. Somehow they wrangled 20 hours paid by them and 20 hours paid by disability. And they're letting her fucking work as long as she wants to work, which I believe is a testament to her abilities and her smarts.
I like her.
And they love her. And if the owner had his way, you know the owner, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He's like, whatever the fuck she wants. You know what I mean? So it's
He's
kinda
still
cool.
running the show too.
He's 90
I know,
ish.
but he's still running the show.
He runs the whole fucking. There's no major decision that gets made without his.
No, like the son is running the show, but he's running the show.
Jerry's still the CEO, by the way. He's not the COO, but he's the CEO.
I think he's like the chair. I don't. Who knows?
Chairman of the board? I don't think so.
I don't know who he is.
Pretty sure its company's not publicly traded, dude.
No, I mean, but you still have a corporate structure. It's still a corporation, even though it's not publicly traded.
So the woman that my sister used to work with, I'm sorry, my sister used to live with, she's a couple years old. She's right in between. She's like 4 years younger than me.
Yeah.
This broad Deb. She is she was the IT boss for a while. She is the senior vice president of operations. She's 44 years old over there at that company. Can you imagine? That's not a bad fucking title.
I don't know what that means.
That means she probably is making $200K a year. And
Does she have to go to work every day?
she gets to work at 9 and takes an hour lunch and leaves at 5. Monday through Friday.
I wouldn't want that job for any amount of money.
For $200,000, I'll do it.
Nope.
I actually,
Not for $2 million.
and we're leaving, but here's how big a whore I am. I get to work at 8. I eat lunch while I continue to work on my desk and leave at 5.
I do a lot of sleeping while you're working.
I'm so fucking jealous, Joe. You don't even know. But you figured it out. I didn't. That's why you're smarter than me. And hey,
No, I'm just
And
maybe
that's-
luckier.
and that, no, you're smarter. And that is really what Kinda Right is all about. It's an exercise in demonstrating how much smarter Joe is than Al. All right?
I don't believe that's
I'm just fucking with
it
you.
at all.
I'm just fucking with you.
All right, look.
So listen, have a
good night,
safe
everybody.
trip. Have a safe trip.
I'm gonna.
So really, I'm not going to see you until a week from Thursday. That's not going to happen. You're not doing a show a week from Thursday, are you?
I don't know what time I'm getting back,
It might be 2 weeks till we do a show.
but
So you're going to post some clips, you think?
you're
You're going to be able to do
today.
You got nothing else to do. Did you mail the guitar amplifier down?
I think I'm driving.
Are you going to take it with you?
I'm gonna take.
I don't
everything
even get
with me.
that. Why
That's
are you
why I
taking
want to drive.
Why are you taking a guitar with you?
So I can play. I've been playing.
Why don't you take the effort that you're going to put into playing into fucking putting some clips up?
I made.
Can you do both?
There's a clip up right now that I did today.
Oh, what was it?
I don't remember.
It doesn't matter. I'll
I've
listen to it on the way home.
I made 6 clips today.
All right,
and
listen.
I'm gonna bringing the computer down.
So I won't be posting this show until Thursday. I'm going to come here Thursday after work.
Today is Thursday.
No, it's Tuesday, you fucking maniac.
Isn't today Thursday?
No, it's Tuesday.
No, it's Wednesday.
Joe, we do a podcast on Tuesday and fucking Thursday. It's Tuesday.
All right. Post it on Thursday.
I'm going to post this on Thursday. All right? Should I text Patty and say I'm coming down to post?
No, she doesn't care.
I'll,
House is open.
so you think you're leaving? Can you at least let me know what your plans are if you're going to fly out
Yes.
or if you're going to drive out?
Yes.
Will you let me know, please?
Yes.
God damn it. Bless you. All right. I love you. Okay. Good night, Waterbury.